girlies. I do feel like I need to apologise for every week it seems to be a new angle. I'm just trying to find my groove with this whole YouTube thing. There's been so many like complications in terms of storage, video editing. Like today's episode is about becoming, I don't want to say becoming the laziest version of you, but really stepping into your lazy girl era, because we are all about working smarter, not harder. I am a self-proclaimed lazy girl, never been one to do more work than is necessary really. So I wanted to kind of express how we can still be on our hot girl wellness journeys, but also with a sprinkle of laziness, because lazy isn't always a bad thing. Okay, let's get back into this. Oh, and by the way, I've already done the intro and I've already spoken about my weekly high, which is that I've got a few flowers on my desk right now, and another high is that I'm getting some inquiries for my social media management packages. That's my weekly high. I'm gonna go into low now, you know, just spice it up. Okay, my weekly low is probably the fact that right now my screen time is through the roof. As I've literally just said, with the rebrand, obviously I've been spending a lot more time like messing around on editing apps and just trying to find the perfect vibe for Laravel Socials 2.0, which obviously that means doing something I'm not proud of and working till 9 p.m. Don't shoot me down, guys. I'm so sorry, because I feel really guilty, because here's me saying to you, don't go on your phone an hour before bed, but then, yeah, I'm trying to rebrand my whole life an hour before bed. But sometimes a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, okay? Okay. So today's episode, we are just going to dive straight in here. I've got a confession to make. I listened to last week's podcast episode, and let's just say I overanalyzed it a little bit, because some of the stuff that I was saying, really got on my nerves, guys. I would never delete it, because I think, you know what, life's too short, blah, blah, blah. However, it was just not hitting how I thought it would. And some points I actually contradicted myself. I do feel like I got across the general kind of message that I wanted to. However, yeah, it just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that could have put me off, but here I am the week after, getting back on my cozy podcast grind. We aren't going to let that stop us. So yes, today's episode, that's why I've stripped this episode back a little bit. I feel like I was trying to jam too much into each episode. So I've got just a few lazy girl tips that are just going to make you feel good about yourself and good about your mental health and about your body, but also aren't going to be putting you out, because we are all about doing the bare minimum for the best results. Like, I know that sounds lazy, but you know what? It is, and that is absolutely okay. So the first one, which you may have seen everywhere and anywhere, I literally do this every single day of my life. I think I would waste so much time if I just stopped doing this. Laying out your clothes the night before. I don't care if you go into the office. I don't care if you are working from home. If you are literally just chilling all day and doing nothing, lay out your clothes. Number one, your brain is literally awake the night before. Like the night before, you are so kind of awake, you are present, you know what looks right. In the morning, I would be wearing oversized t-shirts and leggings every single day, or joggers. Like, I would just not make any effort, because in the morning my mind isn't in my kind of fashion girl era. It's just not. So if we want to be being our best selves, that means showing up for ourselves daily. It means wearing those special outfits that you are saving, and yeah, just putting the best outfit on that you can possibly think of every single minute of every single day. No, I know that's unrealistic, but you get what I'm saying, girlies. Plan out your outfit the day before, even if you aren't going out or doing anything specific. I do this every day, and 90% of the time the only person that sees me is myself. So some call it sad, but others, e.g. me, I call it looking after number one, okay? Next one, find inspiration everywhere. Yes, this is my current mantra. Whether it is going to a garden centre and looking at all the beautiful flowers and you see a pretty girl wearing a cute ass outfit, I'm in my outfit vibe now, but you kind of get what I'm saying. No matter where it is that you are finding inspiration from, whether it be for a new hobby, whether it be for example, for me, my branding at the moment, whether it be for your outfits, whether it be for how somebody treats the world, like literally, no matter what it is, use that. Now, I'm not saying copy people, I'm not saying you are uniquely amazing just the way you are. However, finding inspiration from places that you might not have thought you could find it, that is, yeah, that's a secret sauce to success. Wow, that was a lot of S's. Next up, sleep whenever feels needed. This. Now, listen to your body. That's actually the next quote that the next tip that I've put on here, but listen to your body. If you feel like absolutely like your body is aching, you're so overtired, go to sleep. Nobody is going to reward you for pushing yourself too hard. I think that is the main thing that kind of changed the game. By the way, if you can hear my laptop overheating, mind your business. No, I don't mean that in a mean way. You know, I love you all literally more than anything in the world, but my laptop is overheating and I can hear it and it's frustrating, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. Apart from, actually, I might just tip my laptop upside down. One moment, guys. This is the reality. Let me just flip her upside down. Okay, I'm carrying on filming, but let me just bang. Right, she's upside down. Let's hope that she doesn't explode or collapse or anything. Right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, sleep when feels needed. When I say this, a lot of the time, I was listening to a podcast the other day. I remember. I think it was one called Lovely with Lana, I think. Obsessed with her, by the way. She's just recently hit 100 episodes, which holy shit, that is a goal, can I just say. Yeah, so check her out if you haven't already. She's kind of she's new to me, basically, so I've not recommended her before. But yeah, go listen to her podcast. However, she was saying, I think it was her anyway, I could be completely wrong, but if you get more than 7-8 hours of sleep, you actually feel worse, which is so true. I know this from my personal experiences, that when you go to sleep, unless you are literally, like I said earlier, aching beyond belief and so desperately overtired, every single night, if you are just sleeping in and not being in a good sleep schedule, it will affect your mood and also your productivity. Sleep is the time where your body genuinely just rests and also switches off. It heals. But our body heals when we're asleep, basically. So if you are not getting enough of that time, how is your body supposed to be healing? Oh, this laptop is literally getting on my nerves. Actually, let me unplug that. She's still recording. Great. Right. If I put you on the floor, away from the microphone, that might be a good idea. Because yeah. Right. Okay. Next point, Miss Girl. Okay, this is actually really fun and exciting. The next point I have for us. So, I'm not an expert on this, and I would never claim to be an expert. However, have we all heard of cycle syncing? Have we or have we not? I'm sure you will have if you are somebody who has periods and who goes through the menstrual cycle every single month. This literally will change your life if you do some research. I'm not going to say go and do your own research. I do know a little bit about it. However, it is essentially working with your cycle. So it is about tracking where you are in terms of your menstrual cycle and how your mood should reflect this, if that makes sense. Honestly, it is absolutely mind-boggling to me that all women have to do exactly the same thing no matter where they are in their cycle, yet men, I can't even deal with this. They are consistent and have the same like stuff going through their body every single minute of every single day of every single week of every single month. Like, is that a joke? Because the amount of hormone changes we have as women, like literally from the luteal phase, which I believe is the week or maybe the week before your period, to the week of your period, to the week after, like we are talking dips, is it dips, highs and troughs, is that the word? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is literally up and down like a bloody roller coaster going on in our bodies, and we are just expected to just like crack on, basically. So what this has to do with the lazy girl era episode today is, if you are currently in your menstrual cycle, if you are not menstrual cycle, menstrual phase, so if you are currently on your period, or even if you're in the luteal phase, which I believe is the first week before your period starts, literally listen to your body. If you're feeling like you need to run away and just go on a massive run, go on a massive workout, you do that. If you feel like you want to wrap yourself up in blankets and go to sleep, do that. As women, we do not give ourselves enough credit for the like literally the stuff our body goes through month on month on month. So yeah, working with your cycle is essentially using it's basically using that to dictate your life, which to an extent I know can be quite difficult for some people. For me, I am lucky enough to be able to kind of control my schedule quite a lot. So this means at certain points in the month you are more creative. I can't remember for the life of me, which is really frustrating for me, both me and you, but yeah, I'm going to maybe do some more research on this and maybe we'll do an episode on it in the coming weeks/months. But yeah, at some points in the month, you will feel 10 times more creative than you do on other times of the month. Right now, I am in my creative, like, cycle, whatever it's called, like, phase. So that hence why the rebrand is focused now, if that makes sense. You will probably even be able to tell the cycle syncing experts will probably be able to tell just by how my energy is on this podcast to where I am in my cycle. Honestly, I don't even know much about this topic, but I can even tell like by the vibes of when I'm filming. My light is just flickering, so let me just turn that off. I don't want us to have an explosion up in here. So research where you are on your cycle. A really good app that I have downloaded lately it's called Stardust, which Georgia and Molly from Soulshine Digital were talking about it the other day on one of our weekly calls, and now we're all on it together. But I'd really recommend it. You can like connect your friends on it so you can see where they are in their cycles. But that's not really the reason I have it. I just really enjoy looking at like the because now I'm in my inner summer phase. Okay, you've got creative dust to spare. Go sprinkle it everywhere, is what it says, guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But this is what I mean, guys. So like, it's my laptop over here. Can we hear it or not? Goodness gracious me. My heater isn't even on. It's just the sun. I feel like it's got quieter though. Right, let's try do this bitch again. Don't know if it's hotter on the floor, to be honest, because it's near the sun. Sod it. So yes, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we will do some research more on cycle syncing. But all I'm saying from this kind of point of view is, see if you're feeling particularly shitty at the moment. If you just feel like you're having a crap week and you're like, why is everything feeling like this? Download an app and see where you are in your cycle, and then do your research to what kind of phase you are in, and that might give you some answers. I'm not even going to say number. The next point I have, work smarter, not harder. I am the biggest advocate of this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like I said before, nobody is going to pat you on the back for doing 4 extra hours of work when you didn't need to. Like, nobody's going to do that. If you're going to get exactly the same results, do the easy option. Like, I don't know if that's a bit controversial for me to say, to be honest, but I stand by it. I really do. Like, if it means copy and pasting something, if it means asking a friend for help, if it means, yeah, no matter what it means, try and use that beautiful, gorgeous, juicy brain of yours and work, so then the results are going to be the same as if you did 10 hours work. Do you get the vibes? You get the vibes. Okay, I don't need to divulge into that anymore. To kind of be our most productive selves, we need to be planning gurus, okay? This includes prioritising tasks and also time blocking our days. When I tell you that this has kind of changed the way that I actually work and how productive I am, that would be a massive, massive, massive underestimation. I don't know what the word is, but you get the vibe. Prioritising tasks, I have actually created, and this is oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm about to say this right now. This is actually a bit of a sneak preview slash spoiler slash, yeah, just a huge bomb I'm going to drop. I have actually been working tirelessly behind the scenes, creating some, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this, creating some digital products and physical products. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. We've not just dropped that there. Anyways, I've actually been working behind the scenes creating these products that are going to help you with your organisation and your time blocking and your whatever it is, your planning, essentially. I'm going to create these to help you with your planning. One of these is I don't know if you've seen it, you might have seen it, Miss Grace Beverly, please notice me, I love you. She has her Pridoctopy. Oh my goodness. Get this girl something to eat because her brain's going. She has the planet of, it's called the productivity method, and I've heard it's changed people's lives. Not yet invested in it. However, I know that she does a lot of kind of time blocking and prioritising stuff in that planner. I have tried to break this down into a bit more of a simpler term. Obviously, I've not by any means copied Miss Grace Beverly's work because she is a genius within her own right. I just know that the method of time blocking has been proven very, 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 very efficient. So I've been using Google Calendar basically just to time block my day. It doesn't have to be exact. And if I go off this, like if I kind of go off on a tangent or if I like don't end up fulfilling this, because of the way I do it, I never actually feel like unsuccessful with my day, if that makes sense. But I'm really kind of loving at the moment breaking down my to-do list into 5-minute tasks, half an hour tasks, hour tasks, and then 2+ hours tasks. That is how I kind of write at my everyday to-do list. So examples of my 5-minute tasks would be, I don't know, sending an invoice, checking my email, I don't know, having a shower. Can I just say, guys, I have a shower in the morning, just body shower. The hair shower happens at night. Just putting that out there. And then examples of my half an hour tasks would be something like walking my dog. It doesn't all have to be work related. Maybe taking a vintage parcel to the post office. You know the vibes, like making a bulk of stories for one of my clients. Then our tasks would be creating a bunch of content, so like captions and all. 2-hour plus tasks would be like research for my Pinterest or logo development, like you know the vibes. So then I end up doing the easier tasks first, which I know you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to do the hardest task first, but you get the vibe. Like I can pick and choose. Okay, so I've got an hour before lunch. What shall I do now? Shall I do a 5-minute task, or shall I do like the hour task, or shall I do 2 half-an-hour tasks? Just makes my day so much more manageable, and I've been doing so much more because of this. Because instead of sitting for hours at my computer thinking, I've got nothing done, I just move on to the next thing, and then I know I can revisit it. So yeah, that was a little spoiler, by the way, for the digital products I will be releasing. Honestly, they are all done. All the digital products are ready to go. I'm just finalising stuff in the background because it's so much research, guys. So much research, so much kind of yeah, you need to it's loads of things you don't even think about, like the platform that you need to sell these type of things on, like the pricing, and a lot of them, by the way, some of them are going to be free because I'm not about to charge you money for a to-do list template. But I know for a fact that, like, obviously some of the, I'm doing some planners, but I might edit that out later, but not on the YouTube version because the YouTube version is the unedited version. But yeah, I feel like I made her overly explain that, but I can edit it out later, it's fine. So yeah, little teaser there, little teaser. The next one, oh, this is the exciting part. So our last point for today, I don't know if you can hear that, my podcast girlies. However, I have got a book in front of me. Now, this is one of my dear friends, and I got it as a birthday present. It is a book called Don't Effing Panic. It actually says the word, but I'm not going to say it in case we have any underage listeners listening. It's called Don't Effing Panic, and it's a bright yellow book, and it's by Kelsey Darragh. I don't know. If you go on YouTube, you can see the front cover basically. And on the front it says, the shit they don't tell you in therapy about anxiety disorder, panic attacks and depression. Now when I first opened this, I was like, oh. I was like, oh, do I really give the vibe that I'm an anxious, stressed out bitch all the time? But no, I didn't really. I was just saying that because I literally opened it and I was like, this is me in a book. This is exactly what I need in my life. This book isn't written by a doctor, someone with a PhD or anything like that. She's just a girl, just like me, just like you, who seems to have gone through literally very similar things to me in my life. And when I tell you, I don't want to say I've read it all already, but I want to say I've probably skimmed probably 80% of this book, because it's one of those that you can, like, it doesn't take your full kind of energy to read. Like, you know, when you're reading this is what I love, by the way, about non-fiction books is non-fiction where it's not made up. Yeah, I think it is. This is what I love about, like, factual books and things that you don't have to use your imagination for. It takes a lot less brain power, I find. I do like to read these kind of books over and over again. But today, the reason I'm bringing it into this episode is because I wanted to go over one of the kind of strategies she uses for motivation. And honestly, this literally doesn't take much brain power at all, but apparently it works. So I thought we could give it a try together. I did actually highlight where it was, but now I can't seem to find it. Yeah, I would really recommend it. It's actually like a workbook, this, so you can, like, write in it and vent and do whatever you bloody need to. It's actually also really interesting, I find, because it like basically sheds light on all kind of, not all mental health issues, but most mental health issues, depression, anxiety, OCD, all the trimmings basically, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying, guys. Like, it goes into detail about things that I didn't even know myself as somebody who struggles with depression and anxiety. So yeah, really interesting. Also, it made me feel very heard, and it made me feel very not a problem, if that makes sense. It made me feel, this book literally made me feel like, oh my god, I'm not an alien. And I know that people say, like, all the time that it's okay not to feel okay, and you see quotes on Instagram that might make you feel something, and that people tell you that they feel anxious or whatever, but it's very rare that you find somebody being as open and honest about these thoughts and what goes through your brain in these situations as she does, as Miss Kelsey goes through in this book. So yeah, highly recommend. So I found the page that I was looking for. So this is called the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Don't Think, Just Do It chapter. Shall I just read it out? I'm just going to read it out. So she has said, I want to tell you about a very smart lady named Mel Robbins, who is an American television host, author and motivational speaker who came up with the 5-second rule. Mel believes that our minds are designed to not like to do things that are uncomfortable or difficult. Makes sense, right? It's like this was made to be read on a podcast, by the way. The brain is there to protect us, not experience discomfort. Yeah. However, if you want to live a life worth waking up for, you're going to have to take a risk, push yourself, and find the comfort in the uncomfortability. Uncomfortability. There you go. Depression is designed to stop you. So feeling sad and being depressed is designed to stop the person, basically. We all have a habit of hesitating. And when you take that micro moment to hesitate, it sends a signal to your brain that wakes you up going, oh wait, why are we hesitating? This must be a risk. Mel continues on to say she believes that all the problems can be boiled down to silence and hesitation. She says she realises that when it comes to doing what's at hand, she's never going to wake up feeling like it. That is what depression does. And that she's one decision away from changing all of that, to waking up, to being a wife, to showing up as a mother, etc. But we know we check out because we're overwhelmed or because we're afraid, or we hit that self-doubt. So we hit the snooze button, and that's a decision. She talks about how she knew that there was more to life than this. So this Mel, I'm not reading it now, that was like the first paragraph that I've just read. So she says the second you hear your brain talking to you to get out of bed or take a walk or go show up as a good friend, know that the answer is in you. You can do it. Can is in capitals, so you can do it, okay? So one day when Mel heard that voice, she decided to get out of bed by counting down. She said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and got out of bed. And just like that, it was the first time she hadn't hit her snooze button. The next day she did it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do the thing. It worked over and over and over again for her. So it said she started to realise that she had a 5-second window before her brain would step in and take over, recognise that hesitation and sabotage any change she was about to make. Those changes could change your entire life. Right, I've just shut the book because I don't want this to be an audio book. However, recommend this book, 10 out of 10, would buy again, amazing. Do we understand where I'm coming from with that point? Essentially, I just need to think about where I was coming from. Yes, so if you are currently feeling like you are in your lazy girl era and you're kind of want to drag yourself out of it but you don't know how, I'm very, very convinced also, not convinced, I'm very, very aware depression and just being a little bit lazy are two completely different things. However, I read that and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to start doing that. I right now am not feeling particularly depressed at this point in my life. However, I think anybody and anybody can get anybody and anybody, everybody and anybody can benefit from that method. By saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've seen it on TikTok, I've seen it many, many times, that if you say this, your brain's like, right, just do it, just get out of bed, just film this podcast, just whatever it might be, just do it. Okay? Okay. Right, should we finish on a quote? I got my boyfriend's mum the other day said, why don't you do your quotes anymore, Laura, because I really enjoyed them. So we're going to finish on a quote from this thing. The only thing I'd say is these self-care prompts and uplifting quotes, some of them are a bit controversial. Don't know who made them. I don't know who made them, but yeah, I have pulled out a few and been like, I'm not sure about that, sis. Right, let's pull out this one. Let's see what you say. So it's got a picture on the card of some feet. To care for yourself fully is to care seriously about good sleeping habits. Sleeping well is one of the cornerstones to achieving a healthy mind and body. Thoughts are ordered during sleep, worries settled, and the body rejuvenated. To be fair, that's kind of accurate to do with today's episode because I did say earlier, sleep when your body needs it, and that is essentially just expressing that.